Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of Chats with Cheludo, my second episode. I'm very excited about this because I have a very special guest for you guys. But I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who has liked my page and also has subscribed and right here on my channel. I would love your feedback, guys, but we'll get back to that one. Today's guest is a very, very special one. A model, a brand influencer. You know what? I'm just gonna allow him to do the introduction himself. Hey, GeeGee.
Hey.
Welcome to Chats with Cheludo.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for agreeing to be here. So, who's GeeGee Straus?
Oh my gosh. GeeGee is a 22-year-old full-time student at the University of Botswana. Fourth year student, actually. I'm also a model, the founder of the Boys and Skirts movement, and one of the first few published candidates for the first ever human library in the country, third in Africa. So that's just a bit of who I am.
Right, how amazing profile you have behind your name. So can you tell us a little bit background about who you are, where you're from, and your family?
Oh my god, family. Right, well, I'm last of 3 siblings. I have 2 brothers, and I was born and bred basically in the city. I was born in G West, and I've lived most of my life around the city, but we're originally from Sarora. My family's from Sarora, and I've lived with both my mother and grandmother my whole life.
Right. Well, we know you as a brand influencer. What is a brand influencer?
That is actually something that I'm working on. It's one of the aspects of my professional life that I'm still yet to explore as compared to my modeling. So basically what a brand influencer is, it's someone who gets paid to advance the image of a certain brand, product or service. So basically it is centered around social media influencing. That is literally what it's come to now, because social media is such a huge tool when it comes to selling products and services to target markets.
So what inspires and motivates GeeGee?
Oh my god. Firstly, I'd say Beyonce is one of my the biggest influences I've ever had in my life. But I think growing up and having to work on who I'm becoming, I think inspiration is so important to me that I had to outsource it from my own being. I can't dispute that the fact that people do inspire us. You need someone to look up to, but to some extent I felt like these people are living their lives and they have their own journey. What is going to happen when they die? Is your life going to end when they die as well? So I think I found a lot of inspiration from who I am, my day-to-day life, who I was yesterday, what I was doing yesterday, and who I want to become tomorrow. So that is one thing that keeps me going.
I like that. All right. So we know, you are this movement, Boys and Skirts. And so how did it come about?
Oh my gosh. I was in China in 2016, and my being there, or the period that I spent there, it came to my realization that fashion in other countries is a real thing. Like the industries there are actually so way ahead of us. So I had to come up with a concept that would close up the gap between our industry and the industry of other global competitors, being the other countries. So I came back home, and one of the days I think it was just a regular day, and it came to a man to just bring about the Boys and Skirts movement. Wear a skirt. Encourage people to be comfortable in whatever they want to wear. Diversity and let this whole thing push the fashion industry in the country way forward,
Yeah.
where it's supposed to be in the time that we are in right now. So that is how the whole movement came to be.
Oh wow, that's quite inspiring, man. Like sourcing from China already.
Yeah.
So, what challenges have you faced in this industry?
Oh my gosh, I think as an industry, we need a lot of support from the country and the government as well, because our industry is a very lucrative industry. We can actually be the stakeholders of tomorrow. You know, we can bring about investment within the country. Fashion is something that is big in other countries actually. So we could be that, but we don't have the enough resources and support from our government and the 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 youth sports and culture um, ministry, if I may say. So I think as an industry, that is basically what we need. And personally, apart from all the negativity that the movement has received within the country, I think the only challenge that I really had to face is having to branch out, because I believe I work so hard to put myself out there, to put my work out there, to push this movement. And I don't know, it seems like I'm not doing enough. You know, I have to constantly explain myself, and it's been 2 years, you know, and having to explain yourself for 2 years to the same people, to the same crowd, to the same audience, seems like you haven't been doing a good job, you know. So I think it has to start with other people. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. It has to do with the next person. Be an open person, you know. Understand that there are people living in the world that are not the same as the person you are, and you need to allow these people to be able to express themselves, to be able for them to be able to freely be who they are, wear whatever they want, you know, be who they truly are.
Right. I really hope people, take something from what you just
Yeah.
said, and change for the better. So on social media, you have posted that, you've been given an opportunity to partake in the very first human library here in Botswana. So first of all, what is a human library?
Alright, what the Human Library is that it's an event where extraordinary people are brought in. These are individuals who are different in their respective ways, and they're brought in to be borrowed as books. So we're literally published books like any other book in any other library. So what you do is you get to borrow this book and have a one-on-one conversation with them, and they'll tell you everything about them, what they do, what they stand for, and who, and their place within the environment of our country. So I think it's been great that I had the chance to be one of the first people to be ever published in the country. Like, who would have known? Who would have thought, like 2 years down the line of the existence of this movement, that I'd have the opportunity to even be considered for such a thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that is one of my highlights of 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a privilege to be a part of something quite iconic as a human library that most people haven't even heard of.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've had a master class. You've had a model master class
Yeah.
here. Try to, I guess, teach people how to model and stuff like that. So, what was the purpose behind it, and also like the main reason why you wanted to do that? Because I remember you had all sizes. You welcomed all sizes, which I like.
Yeah.
And so I would like to know more about it, and also where is it right now?
All right. What I did was have this class back in June, June or May, June. I think it was June. I have had the privilege of working with the Empire BW for their modeling search for 2 years consecutively. So I I I have a thing of having to notice the gap in things,
Yeah.
you know. So I think it all came from how these kids would come to these auditions and would ask them what type of model do you want to be, and they can't even tell you because they don't know,
Yeah.
but they just want to be models. They want to model, but they don't know the perfect category for them, you know. So I had to now step in and try to bridge that gap between um, the knowledge part of modeling and the skill part of modeling, because these are the two things that you need to have as a model. You can't have one, leave one out,
Yeah.
you know. So that is how the class came to be. So I had this class where a number of individuals came, and I shared everything about modeling that I know with them. You know, I also learned a lot from them because we live to learn as individuals. You know, I can't do all the work. I also have to learn.
Yeah.
So that is just how the class came to be, and I had all types of models,
Yeah.
my plus size models, my short models. You know, it was a nice thing to actually do. So I'm having another one end of January as
Oh.
well. Yeah, end of January as well, because it's scouting season.
Right.
So I need to have that before auditions begin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you must go out there. You heard her.
Yeah, they better pull through.
We appreciate that. You
Yeah,
know,
thank
about
you.
you know, sharing knowledge is one of the things
Mhm.
that I think we should encourage people to do
Yeah.
more. We learn, like you said, we learn from people, and
Yeah.
we can also teach people something. So you're currently raising funds, you know, to leave the country. You know, because you have your T-shirts that out there, you know, being
Yeah.
sold for 150. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 150.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
I'm going to see the world, you know, but the first place I want to go to is Johannesburg in South Africa. I think that is the nearest place to home where I can branch out and grow as an individual in my profession. So that is basically why I've started raising funds, because I was taught to work for everything that I want. So it's not in my nature to just chill at home and ask people for donations. I need to work for that. I think it brings me so much comfort knowing that I worked hard for something. You know, I'm not saying it's wrong to sit at home and ask for donations. You know, that is not wrong. But I grew up knowing that every single little thing that you want, you need to work hard for it. Nothing should ever come for free, you know. And I think that is one thing that has built the person that I am today. So we're getting there, we're slowly getting there, but I still have like 6 more months to go. So hopefully by then I'll have enough money to sustain me for a couple of months, you know, because I planning on working hard when I get there. I have one goal and one goal only. It is to grow as a brand, as an individual in my profession, and I don't intend on having anything or anyone derail that. So hopefully I'll do good.
Right, Joburg.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be going there, you know.
Yeah.
Why Joburg? Why do you think Joburg should be like the first
Yeah.
place you want to go to?
I think I have a huge following in South Africa, because these are people that know and invest a lot in the arts and creative industry. So it is a place where you get the glitz and glam. Everyone who's and who's in the industry is there. So I think it's the right place for me to go there. I mean, I've had the chance to have featured in a magazine in South Africa, Unlabeled magazine. I featured in the Mail and Guardian newspaper as well. So this is an environment that I am to a certain extent familiar with,
Yeah.
and they're familiar with who I am and what I do.
Right.
So I think that is one place where I'd really settle in way quicker than any other place else. Yeah.
Right. Talking about, you know, the environment in Joburg, you know, being more accommodative, I guess, towards you. What changes would you like to bring and see in the industry here?
I think first and foremost diversity within the industry. We're a very creative industry, and at times you get to see people doing the same thing. It's not wrong, but to some extent it's not fair to the first person who did that, because it shows laziness to the next person. So let us be diverse and work hard and bring in new ideas, something we haven't seen before. And one other thing would have to be, how can I put this? I don't know how to put this, but let me just say, allowing people to showcase their craziness, their brilliance, their ideas, without having to shut them down, because we are the people that are going to put the industry forward. We are the image of the industry, so we don't need any sort of setbacks when it comes to negativity and criticism, which is not constructive. So I think that is one thing that I would like to see in the industry. Also support from the ministry, from the government as well. That would be a very, very amazing thing to see actually happen. Sometimes we get some level of support, but we have to struggle for that. Can we just get support because we're actually doing something? And it's not like people don't see that we're doing something. They know, but they just don't want to believe that this is a lucrative industry. Can we just shy away from safe places, from safe industries? Can it just not be just mining, not be just engineering or science? Can we just, we need to be trusted. That is what we need. We need to be trusted fully so that we can push the country and the industry forward. Just as how much we've trusted the tourism industry.
I strongly believe in that, and I'm also 100% behind that. Like, can we please be given a huge chance like everyone else?
Honestly.
Speaking about our country, very well, I support local, love local, and so I'd like to know what your favorite local song is at the moment.
Oh my gosh, this song has been my favorite for the past 2.5 years or 2 years. But it's a song by Amuma Being. It's called Where Stars Hide. It's one of, I think every word in that song explains who I am and what I stand for and the person I've become now. My work ethic and where I've been and where I am now and where I'm planning on going. So that is one of the best songs to ever come out of the country. And she's such a huge talent and a very nice person. If you meet her, I'm lost of words. I can't even say anything because that is just how much I love her.
I must look out for that one.
Please
gotta
do.
hear it because I genuinely love local music. I think they're going somewhere. And so not only do you do great, you also look great. So can you tell us the secret in the look? You look amazing, by the way. Love your body. So how do you keep fit, GeeGee?
Wow.
And don't lie.
Praise to God. But first, let me just say that my body is a result of so many years of sports and recreational activities. I've played sports my whole schooling life, so my body doesn't change much. Like even if I don't work out, I'll still have my abs. I'll never lose that. At this moment I'll never lose that, and I don't drink much, so basically that's just it.
Sports. That's the secret. Never been to gym, not even once?
Well, I tried to gain weight once and never worked out. So just gonna be weight in my great body.
So GeeGee, you have always been open about your sexuality on social media, on your all the platforms. So can you share with us your personal journey?
Oh my gosh. First of all, let me say that being gay in this country is not easy. Like being gay is not easy at all. You know, you have to fight your way through life. It has never been easy. I was bullied for being gay my whole life, my whole schooling life actually, and it's never been easy. You know, I came out to my mom when I was 16. It didn't go well, but it's something that we're all just learning to. Well, she's learning to accept. You know, she's growing into it, but it's still hard. You know, having to leave my gate in the morning, going to school, knowing that I have to always look over my shoulder, and having to be ready for slander and all the negativity from straight people is it's really tiring really, but it is my life and I have to fight for it with everything that I have, even if it means having to wake up every single day to do it. I'll still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned bullying, and so how did you cope with being different, and also that?
Yeah. I've always been a busy person. Growing up, I to this day I'm literally always busy with something. You know. So in most cases I never got the chance to actually react in an immediate case where I was being bullied because I was either being slandered on my way to class or on my way to netball practice or swimming practice, you know. So I think it only hit me when I get home, and I'm a very sincere crier, and I cry a lot. So that is one of my coping mechanisms. Also, growing up, I was surrounded by amazing friends who would defend me in such cases where I couldn't defend myself. But I think growing as time moves on, you tend to endure these things, and your your skin becomes thicker, and you learn to just ignore these things because it's very tiring having to deal with narrow-minded people all the time. Sometimes you're just someone slanders you for for being who you are. You know, we're outgoing people and we're very kind people. Most of us are kind people. I know I'm kind, you know, and that's one of the things that I was always bullied for because I was a friendly person. I'm very accommodative, and people didn't like that, you know. So it's very worrying. It shows that people have problems not only with us but with the people they are personally.
Bullying has always been, a problem in
Yeah.
schools everywhere, and I just really hope we come to a point where we can control it.
Yeah.
But so, are there any perceptions that people hold against gay men that that get to you,
Yeah.
annoy you?
I think one of the misconceptions that really gets to me is that we want to be women. I mean, why can't I just be a man and want to be and have to be gay? Because at the end of the day, I'm a man and I'm still gay. You know, it's not that I want to be a woman. Because you get instances where you're walking in the streets of what, hey, why not fun over that shit? And in my mind, I'm like, no, no, honey, I'm just a man and I'm just gay and I'm fabulous. So, what's what? You know, what's going on, homie? What's it with you? You need to go back to class and get educated about homosexuality, you know. But I mean, we have key players within the LGBT community who identify as women, and that's still fine, you know. But when it comes to who I am personally, I'm a gay man, and I don't appreciate it when a straight person comes to me and tells me I want to be a woman. I'm like, no, but you don't know me like that. It's not something that you and I have discussed. I'm a gay man, and that's how I identify myself. You know, so stop trying to push me in a box that will satisfy your own misconceptions about homosexuality. You know, we need people to be actually educated about homosexuality and the whole entire LGBT community and its key players and how we're different. And then I think one other thing is that we're always out to want straight men. That is one thing that annoys me. Like, I mean, can't I just be a gay man and be friendly to the next person without them thinking that I want to jump onto them? You know, that's not even the case. I mean, at times you get people who find, I mean, gay people who find other straight men attractive. In most cases, it's just them us appreciating that the next person looks good. Can't I be a gay man and express that the next straight person is good looking? I mean, there's nothing wrong with a straight guy actually telling me that I get that sometimes, that I look good, and there's nothing else attached to that.
Mentioning that would like to see people know more about homosexuality
Yeah.
and learn it. We would only hope that the human library will be one of those things that would help
Yeah.
here in the industry. So you've accomplished a lot already, and so what can we look forward to more from you?
I can tell. I don't kiss and tell, but just expect more growth and a whole lot of surprises. You know, I don't kiss and tell, so everything is just going to be a surprise.
We have to wait and see.
Yeah.
GeeGee, as you
Yes.
always surprise us
Yes.
and do great.
Yeah.
All right. What life lessons have you learned so far?
I think first and foremost, everything takes time. Everything has its time. Patience, a little bit of patience goes a long way. Not everyone will support you in what you do. Always know who you are and what you stand for, and believe in that firmly, and also live by your personal values and beliefs, and then everything else will go from there.
Okay, so while we're on that, you can only imagine there must be somebody out there who's inspired by you.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to be like you. So what can you say to them?
Oh my gosh. I think firstly, before you can say I inspire you, learn to be inspired by who you are, your day-to-day life, what you wake up to, what the last thing that you do before going to sleep. Because one day I'll die, and I don't want anyone's life to die with mine. So before I could be a shareholder in your life, make sure you're the major shareholder of your life, and everything else can go from there. Believe in yourself and what you stand for. Be a firm believer in your ideas and your creativity, your values in life, and just live life with every day that comes. Yeah.
I like that. You mentioned those tries that it should start from within.
Yeah.
And in case somebody dies or something happens,
Yeah.
it shouldn't stop. That's something that I've picked up that I really like and appreciate. Wearing skirts in our society has taught me bravery and also given me the courage to tap into areas in my life that I would have never thought in a million years that I'd explore. This is taken from, the book title, Boys in Skirts by GeeGee Straus, my very special guest who is here today. If you want to learn more about that, if you want to read, if you want to, understand better, the Human Library is where you should be headed so that we can be more enlightened. I've learned so much from GeeGee, and I'm super grateful that, he was here, and I hope that you guys have learned a thing or two, that you guys understand, a lot more concepts better, and, we've gotten to know a whole lot more about GeeGee. It was quite an intimate session, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for watching, and I hope that, you guys are going to spread the word, let people know, and, drop your comments. I would really like to know what you guys think. Your feedback is much appreciated, and, I hope that you look forward to the next one. Let me know who you want to see up next. Thank you guys, and until next time, always be kind to one another.